are live.
Awesome. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Canada, and good evening, Vietnam. Hi, everyone. So every time we start our go live, we all feel so excited because we always start with good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Just global business is amazing, right? Thank you, Matt, so much for your time today and your accepting my invitation to my page. And yeah, I believe that our talk show today will be very interesting for anyone who is interested in the online business and the digital marketing. And people will learn a lot from you because you are expert in the digital marketing. Okay, so how are you, Matt?
I'm doing great. It's awesome. It's morning here in Canada. It's very cold because it's winter, but
Mhm.
I love doing these interviews because we talk to people all over the world, and it's a global business, and it's kind of shrunk the world, right? We're like it's all like you're in my room. It's like you're here. It's so cool.
Yeah, so cool, right? Just need a computer and internet, then we can reach our people all over the world.
Absolutely.
Okay, so for anyone who first visit my page, I'm so honored today to invite Matt to my page. And if you guys don't know me, my name is Hằng, and I'm living in Hanoi, Vietnam, far, far away from Canada, from Matt. I am a manager in my construction company for quite a long time, and for the digital business, I have been running it for almost 2 years now. I'm a mentor and a coach in the community, and Matt is also very powerful, very strong mentor in our community, and he contributes a lot to our community development. We're so grateful for Matt. And yeah, so before this interview, can you introduce a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you're from, and what did you do before you joined this business?
Sure, absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you very much. It's so fun to do these and answer questions for people. So if people do have questions, certainly they can put the questions in the comments. We'll be more than happy to answer them for them. So
Yeah.
I'm Matt, and I'm based here in Canada, just outside of Toronto. Got two boys and a wife, and my two boys, one just finished university, and one just is in second year
Mhm.
university. So we're dealing with different things that we want to retire and we want to travel the world, and there's things that my wife and I love to do, and we've enjoyed travel because my background was in the travel industry. I had a corporate job. I was a travel agent, started out in the industry as a travel agent many years ago, and worked my way up through the corporate ranks, and I became a senior executive for a very large global travel company. Loved my job. My friends said, oh, you've got the dream job, you get to travel the world. But when you're sitting on an airplane for 150 days a year, it's not a dream job anymore.
Yeah,
When you're
that's true.
away from your family that many days, it's no longer a dream job. And at the time, my boys were 8 and 3 years old. So I kind of lost touch with them because I was away. And it wasn't just small trips here in Canada, it was trips to overseas and trips all over the place. But I loved my job. It was great. And I kind of thought, this is what life is all about. Like, you're supposed to work 40 hours, 80 hours, 90 hours a week and trade your time for dollars. And I made good money, don't get me wrong, but I was losing connection with my family. So there was a merger that took place in our company. I got a package and I thought, okay, I don't think I want to be doing corporate any longer. I'm certifiably, I call it certifiably unemployable. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be able to chart my own destination. So I read some books. There were books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I read books like 4 Hour Work Week, and it started to set my mind in a different motion, kind of saying, okay, what does the end want to look like? What do I want this to be? And so I realized I don't want a brick and mortar store. I don't want a store that has physical inventory. I don't want a store where I have to pay for staff. So I really started looking at the online market. Now, granted, this is 13, 14 years ago when the internet was a lot younger, but eBay and Amazon were really big. So I started an eBay store and I started an Amazon
Mhm.
store because, again, thinking of the end in mind, my wife and I wanted to travel. So if I have an online business that I don't have physical products because you can drop ship, I could sit on a beach somewhere. I could be sitting in Hanoi. I could be doing anything I wanted to do and still fulfill the orders for my customers. So I thought this is kind of cool to be able to do this. So I tried all sorts of different models, sold mattresses on eBay, and I sold hand cream on Amazon. And it was good, but something was missing. For me, I wasn't capturing my client names, and technology was becoming more expensive. And so I started looking at other options of different ways that I could earn an income. And that's really where I am today. For the last 3 years, running more of a digital business that has digital products as
Mhm.
opposed to physical products. My kids and I, we did a project 3 years ago. We started a little Spotify store, a drop shipping store. And I'm sure you've heard of Shopify store. And we drop shipped all sort of products, but we had to sell so many products because you're only making small margin.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's a good model where you can do a lot of things with the internet, but when you really bring the internet together, social media marketing, product offering, being able to help people, it starts to expand your world. And so that's really where I am today, is being able to mentor people who want to have an online business. Look, we came through a pandemic. As far as I'm concerned, we're still kind of in it, but I was able to advertise and help people in countries that were already ahead of that curve. And that's the magic of the online space, the magic of social media advertising, that you can really pinpoint who you want to work with. Who do I want to work with? Who do I want to speak to, and enjoy life at the same time? So for me, online was really the big thing, and just finding the right mix of products and sort of what the longevity is. We're at a special time right now with different, online marketplaces and Facebook advertising, Twitter advertising, LinkedIn advertising, YouTube advertising. So, it's amazing. Truly is an amazing opportunity.
Yes, absolutely agree with you. And when you talk about the book Rich Dad and Poor Dad, here I have got this book here.
Look at that.
Yes, and it
Awesome,
seems
right?
that we have a similarity in mindset, right? We often read this kind of book, and it shows us that our time is limited, and we need to spend time for our family, our kids, especially when they are small, right? So that's why we try to find other way to gain our freedom, not only financial, but we need a time freedom as well, right?
That's
So that's
huge.
why we gather in the community, and we have the same mindset, right? And it seems that you are one of the first people tell me about that. People love traveling, but when we have to travel a lot, it's not something you like anymore, right? Because we
There's
have to
also
check our time.
vacations were good, but business
Yeah,
wasn't, right? I mean, people say, "Oh, I have to work 40 hours a week." I was having 40 hours a week of airline delays,
yeah,
right?
right,
Like,
right. Yeah, it's so upset.
it's different, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah. So that's why we need to look for another solution that we can help us to have more time with the family. Like me as well, I have two boys as teenager now. I always want to have more time with them. And as I tell my husband that, hey, whatever I do in my life, I need to have time for my family. So that's why I always choose something that I can do flexible, right? And you realize the online power for quite a long time. So how long have you been switching to the eBay and Amazon before you join our business model?
So I was on eBay and Amazon. I guess I'm going back now 15 years is when I started. I've been in
Ooh.
this business model now for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I dabbled in different things, affiliate marketing and online businesses. For me, it was all about online, but you have to source proper products, and you have to do all this. There's extra work involved. And so I'd say the last 3 years, I've had a lot of success in this business because I'm able to help people. It's not about just selling stuff to people. It's about actually working and helping people. And there's a very big paradigm shift that happens there when you give more
Mm-hmm.
of yourself away and you're able to help others. A lot changes, as opposed to just, listen, Hank, can I send you a mattress? Do you want this product or that? Do you want to buy this? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Very different than actually helping people build their own financial strength. Very different.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, I see. I used to do some research on eBay and Amazon, and I saw that wow, it's so complicated, especially for a technical problem, right? We have to handle everything, and we have to sell a lot of things in eBay and Amazon. So that's why I give up. So until I found out this the basis, I see that wow, it's amazing system with the automate system that can have it running at the backside 24/7 and 365 days per year, and it can help me, the lady who has no knowledge about IT, can run this business, right? So it's so amazing. And until last year, the 2 years ago, 2020, when the pandemic hit the economy, and at that time I switched to the online. So I'm quite new with the online world, right? But you are already in the online world for 13 or 14 years now, right? Wow, you're an expert. That's why people call you.
That doesn't make me an expert, though. I mean,
Oh,
everything
really?
changes so quickly that you want to have something where the training evolves. The training is always up to date. And while I could say, oh, yes, I was on eBay 15 years ago or 14 years ago, it's changed and I've got to keep
Mhm.
on top of it. When you're in a community where you can stay on top of it together, it's actually better than just sitting in your house and running your own little business. There's a big community behind this. I mean, we've got 109, 110,000 people now that are supporting each other. And the power of that is also huge. And when you're on
Mhm.
your own, running your own business, you've got to reach out. You can't run a business by yourself. You need a community supporting you.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. From your sharing, I can see that there's some differences between these two models. So can you explain further the differences between the eBay, Amazon, and our business model? Because they are all affiliate marketing, right? They are all digital marketing. But of course, there should be some difference. That's why you want to change and you switch from this model to other model. And each model, you always get huge success, right? So can you explain further the
Yeah, so
differences?
one requires products and the other one has the products built into the system, right? That's one thing. So, I was always having to source more products, different products when I was doing the eBay Amazon model that, I needed to have, in some cases I had to have inventory. Drop shipping is one way of doing business, but where you really start to make money, you have to get a pallet of product and you deposit it at eBay or you deposit it at FBA, which is fulfillment by Amazon. So you're
Yeah.
always going to have capital in there. So that's one thing. The other is, the internet has evolved a lot and online social media marketing has also evolved a lot. And Facebook knows a lot about us, Google knows a lot about us, and when you can bring that together and actually advertise appropriately, you start to do almost 3D marketing, helping people that are the right demographic at the right time in their lives, and all that information comes together so you can actually build an amazing business out of I'll call it a 3D marketing model that I didn't really have in my eBay and Amazon days.
Mm-hmm.
And so to have that ability to really embrace that, you know, Facebook, YouTube, Amazon, all these companies have one thing in common. They're making a lot of money. And so why
Yeah.
don't we want to make a little bit of money along that as well? There's nothing wrong with that. It's $1 trillion industry and it's going to grow even more. The pandemic has grown it even more. So, the difference really is how we embrace social media. We train people how to do the social media advertising so that you don't have to have any experience. Like for me, I didn't do a lot of social media advertising. So when you say, "Oh, Matt, you're an expert," no, I learned and I have to adapt, right? And so from that perspective, whether you have a lot of experience, no experience, we help people anywhere along that continuum. You don't have to have a background. The one thing you do
Mm-hmm.
need is access to the internet. You have to have a smartphone or a computer. So those are two things you have to have because you can't run a business without that. But as long as you have that and the willingness to learn and the willingness to be coachable, the world's your oyster. And you don't have to source products and you don't have to be running after sales. We have a sales funnel that does the selling for us. All of these things are beneficial. So the models are very different, Hank, with regards to that. But at the end of the day, you got to find what's good for you. And online business isn't for everybody. It is for a lot of people. And inflation is huge. It's happening all around the world. You got to find a plan B because your retirement is being chewed up by inflation, which is what I'm finding is I planned on a retirement of X, but now I'm sitting at Y because inflation is eating up my retirement. And I didn't do anything for that. Gas prices are up, food prices are up, the pandemic. So, all these things, and I'm not trying to paint a bleak picture, but you got to do a plan B or make your plan B your plan A. And when you can do that with the internet without having to sell to family and friends and have to knock on doors to sell things, that's when you've got a really good mix.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's why we all feel so flexible with our business, right? We don't bother
Absolutely.
any friends or family members. Just enjoy our job. And when people say that if you like your job, you don't have to do it anymore,
Right.
right? We enjoy it. It's
Right.
so great. And I believe that in eBay and Amazon, they don't have the training like our model, right? And they cannot find the mentor, the coaches, and the community like our amazing community, right? For our business, it's so amazing that all the people without IT or online business background, they can run this business with the support from our mentors and our coaches and the community, right? And we are always support other people, right? Even though we don't have any financial relation, but still we support other people, right? Wow, that's amazing community. Yeah, so just say hello to some of our friends who are tuning now. Hello, sis Dan, Ân Đàm from Đà Nẵng, Vietnam. Matt, you were never been in Vietnam before, right?
I've only flown over on the way to Singapore. I saw this
Oh, I
long
see.
beach out the airplane window. I said, I'm
Mhm.
going back there because it was
Okay,
so
that's
cool to
great.
see that.
That's great. Yes, and especially with this business, you can have business partner from all over the world. So Vietnam is also
Yeah,
another destination in the future, right?
yeah,
So thank you, Sis Hải Đường, yeah, from USA, and Sis Thảo from Singapore. Yeah, we have Sis Thảo from Singapore. Wow,
excellent.
how global we are! And thank you,
Yeah,
Sis, for watching. Thank you all for tuning in and supporting us. So since Matt is an expert, we call him, even though he doesn't say that he's an expert, we call him expert because for our community we have different platforms that we train our people to become a digital entrepreneur, and one of the platform is YouTube, and Matt is one of the leader in the YouTube group that he helped a lot of us to get success with YouTube. So can you share with us a little bit why you choose YouTube as your marketing tools to develop your business?
sure. Sure. So for me, as I said earlier, there's lots of different platforms, Pinterest, all these different ones. And for me, YouTube video is right now a very big thing. Video content is huge. It builds immediate credibility with people. Now, you can do video advertising on Facebook, don't get me wrong. But when Google takes their algorithm, puts all of that together, and you're able to identify who you want to work with, and you can marry those two up, there's different types of ads. There's discovery ads, there's in-stream ads. So imagine when somebody goes looking for something, your ad pops up. So if somebody is looking for starting an online business, your video can be presented in front of that. And video brings a lot more credibility very rapidly. Video brings a lot more information. You can help people in the video. You can provide lots of value in those videos. And they're just small sound bites. It could be 2.5 minutes, could be 3 minutes. And I found that YouTube is probably more of a blue ocean in that it's not as costly to advertise. For me, this is what I found. Now, everybody has different experiences. Again, we teach different strategies. But for me, Facebook advertising was becoming very costly. Google advertising was becoming very costly, especially when you were doing ads that had no video, no pictures. So I was looking for something different. So I thought, okay, I'll give YouTube a try. And it's incredible. It's a very easy to use platform. Again, we provide the training with regards to that. But it's just putting all those pieces together. And I'm a numbers guy, right? I mean, being an executive in the travel industry, I was a numbers guy. And really, when I look at my dashboard on Google Ads or on YouTube Ads, I'm just looking at numbers. How many people looked at my video? How long did they look at it? What can I tweak? What can I change? What can I test to make this be more optimal or to reach the right people at the right price, at the right cost, at the right return on ad spend? So there's all these different statistics. And I don't want to scare people off with the technicalities of it because it's something that can be learned. It's a skill that you can learn. Just like you learned how to ride a bicycle, you can learn how to analyze stats and numbers. And so it really becomes a system, any advertising platform. But I really found with YouTube that every time I put some money into the machine, some money came back out. It's almost like an ATM, right? I put money into my advertising and I made sales. And it was just a really great way to put that together. So I love YouTube. Very big fan of it. Very underutilized. There's a lot of opportunity. Only 9% of the companies worldwide use YouTube advertising. Everybody's doing Facebook advertising. Everybody's doing pay-per-click advertising on Google, but very few people are on YouTube. And I think that there's a huge opportunity there when you marry video being a big deal right now with very little penetration and utilization, very little competition. It's a home run.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's a
And with
long
the
answer to your short question.
yeah, I know. But I'm so grateful that you can give a lot of information with just a short question like I to give you. And neither do I. I know nothing about YouTube before I joined this visit. I just think the social media is just Facebook only. I don't know about other Google, YouTube, LinkedIn, Pinterest, or TikTok, or anything else. Only when I joined this visit, I know, wow, that's a different platform as well. And sometimes we have some problem with the Facebook, right? If you remember, I don't know, maybe a few months ago, there was some couple of days or something that the Facebook shut down suddenly, right? And people, wow, say get shocked. What happened? What's wrong? What they gonna do now? But for us who know about the different platform, there's no problem. Then we switch to YouTube, right? And we say, ha ha ha, I'm happy, no problem, right? So yeah, it's so amazing that we are trained with our community with different platforms. So whenever we say this door closed, then we have another door open for us. No problem, right?
You always want to have your eggs in multiple baskets. I mean, we woke up this morning here in Canada to news that Facebook's having some challenges in Europe today and in the future, just with regards to data privacy and things like that. So not that it's a bad thing. I'm not concerned about that at all. But again, you want to make sure that you've got your eggs in multiple baskets. And I just love YouTube.
Yeah. Now me too. I love YouTube as well. And I find that YouTube is more simple if we compare to Facebook, right? Not only about the pricing when we run the advertising, but also the technique is quite more simple if we compare to Facebook, right?
And one more thing I'll just add is,
Yeah.
Hang and I are not YouTubers, right? YouTube was new for you, but we're not
Yeah,
building
yeah,
an
it's
audience on YouTube. We're using YouTube to reach specific people to help them start an online business. It's not like you've got to know how to be, because there's people out there that get millions of followers and make lots of money and they go, I don't even know where to start to do something like that. No, we keep it really simple, using YouTube as the platform to reach the audience. You don't have to be a YouTuber to be successful in this business.
That's true. That's true. You don't have to make millions of videos in YouTube to become a YouTuber. No, we are not. But we use YouTube as a tool to make our business blooming out, right?
Exactly.
And thanks to the internet, we can reach out to the world just by some clicks with the internet. Wow, so amazing, right? Yeah, Sis Hano from Hanoi say hello, and Sis Andan say that welcome you to Vietnam in the future, man, and thank you for your sharing.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, Sis An, so much. Okay, and you have been in the business for almost 3 years now, right? And you got huge success when people admire you a lot. So how has this business changed your life and your family life?
So a couple of things. I think if I was to look at it from the last 2 to 3 years perspective and what's transpired with the pandemic, we were able to weather this storm. I don't think that I would have been able to weather the storm as well with other businesses. So that's one thing. Being able to help people everywhere in the world. I was right after the pandemic started to hit, Italy was really impacted. Okay, so I started helping people in Italy because I'm able to, again, laser sharp focus where I want to help. So I could say, okay, lots of people lost their jobs in Italy at the beginning of the pandemic. Let me see if I can help people in Italy. Lots of people lost their jobs, and I know people lost their jobs in all parts of the world, but I could help specific regions. You can't help the world, but if you're very, very focused, you can help people. So that's one thing that I see. I was able to help more people in a very effective way. So that was big for me. Able to pay off consumer debt, able to purchase new cars, being able to send our boys to university. These are all things that, you don't really want to take for granted. It's special to be able to do that from a self-employed perspective. And we want to travel, so we haven't traveled the last 2 years, quite honestly, because it's not safe to travel. And being able to know that when this is all over, we can travel again and be able to run this business from anywhere in the world has all been things that we would have enjoyed. We started in this business and we had our first multi-figure month, and we were off on vacation to Cuba. And we were going to do more of that, but then the pandemic hit. So I'm not worried about that. We're able to get traveling again. And yes, we will be in Vietnam, and I'd love to visit and see the world's our oyster. And we want to be able to give back. And so being able to travel, being able to pay off debt, being able to have more money for our retirement, being able to help our boys through university are all part of it.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, thank you so much. The business has changed many people's life in our community, right? And it's also changed my life as well. Like today, I tell my son that, hey, today I have an interview with Matt Scherb from Ontario, Canada, and he saw your family name, and he said, "Oh, how do we pronounce this name? So can you please pronounce your name, Matt and Scherb or what?"
Scherb. Yeah,
Oh,
Scherb.
okay, okay, yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
sherbet ice cream, but without the ET, Scherb.
Yeah, sure. And he said that it should be from German. Is that
So
true?
yeah, so my family's background is
Ooh,
German, but we actually I was born in Chile, down in South
oh,
America. My
really?
parents lived down there, and then I moved to Canada when I was 3. So English is actually my third language. I
Really?
learned
But your
German
English
at
is so
home. I learned
standard.
Spanish, and I was 3 when I came to Canada. So I've lost my Spanish, but yeah, my background. My parents were immigrants that came to Canada, and
Mhm.
um, lots of entrepreneurial stories with regards to that. And yeah, no, I wasn't born in Canada. I was born in Chile, but my
Oh,
background's
I
German.
see. I see. I see. So that's why I say that, yeah, it changed our life, like in a very nice way, like that, right? Like my boy, he's very eager to follow my business also, and he's curious about the guest who's gonna be on my page. Yeah, so yeah, that's why we have some more connection with the family as well, right? It's so great.
Awesome.
Okay, so just one more question before I let you go, because it's almost 25 minutes already. So for people who are still skeptical about this business, what uh, do you advise them, please?
So I alluded to this earlier. It's not for everybody, right? So first of all, you've got to get information and education to see whether this is for you. Is this the lifestyle that you want? Do you want to be able to run a business from anywhere? Do you want to be able to travel? Do you want to spend time with family? Those are all questions you need to ask yourself. Some people love to have a job, and that's okay, because if people didn't work in jobs, there were things that we wouldn't be able to appreciate in life. So make sure it's for you. So start with that. We have a webinar that takes place well, depending on where you are in the world. It's going to be either on Tuesday evening, Thursday evening in North America, or Wednesday morning, Friday morning in Hanoi, in Vietnam. We've got this webinar. You just go to the website, put your name and email address in. You're going to be invited to the webinar to see for yourself and experience whether this is for you. Just educate yourself. And if it's for you, great. If it's not, at least you've learned something about the online space. But that's really the first place to start is it's education. See from people. We always have people there that have had success in our system, and they share what their stories are, what the tools are they use, what they did to have this success. We've got a community over 110,000 people. So all these things come together, but start with education. Come out to the webinar. It's free. When you come on our website, you put your name and email address in. If you can't make the time, there's a replay. You'll get an email with information on how you can join the webinar. Start there.
Wow, great. Thank you so much. Yeah. Like me, I also tell people that you cannot find how we say, the perfect business. We just find the suitable business. And this business is suitable for all of us. So that's why we joined the community and we decided to become online entrepreneur and we get success, right? So for people, yeah, just visit our website. You can see on the screen my website or Matt website. Then you can register name and email there, watch the webinar. And if you think that is the business that you're looking for, just move on. Message us to have more info, how to join our community. And we are always here to welcome, honor you, and support you on the way to build up your own online business, right? Okay, sis Kate say that, wow, you are an international citizen. When you talk about your
Yeah,
originally from Chile or German and then moved to Canada. Okay, yeah, thank you, Kate, and thank you, sis, and so much for tuning in today. And again, thank you, Max, again for your time today and sharing a lot of useful information on my page today. I wish you more and more success in your business and got more and more freedom, financial freedom, and time freedom as well for your family. And wish to welcome you soon in Vietnam after the pandemic over.
absolutely. Well, thank you so much. It was an honor to be here today. Hank, all the best to you as well. Thank you so much for the invite.
Yeah, thank you, Max, and thank you, everyone. We'll see you by next go live, and bye for now. Thank you.